Welcome to the Safe Money Retirement Show with your host, Tim Wood. Tim is a retirement and income specialist, certified financial fiduciary, and the founder of SafeMoneyRetirement.com. Tim primarily serves Western North Carolina, East Tennessee, and Southwest Virginia, but he's sought after nationally for his expertise in helping people secure their retirements. Mr. Wood is a licensed life insurance professional in multiple states and specializes in working with people who are near retirement and those who have already retired, with wealth management, income planning, and asset protection strategies using life, health, long-term care, and annuity insurance products. And now, here to talk with you about securing your retirement, your host, Tim Wood.
Welcome to the Safe Money Retirement Show. I'm Tim Wood, an asset and retirement protection and guaranteed income specialist. Those of you that have been listening to me for quite some time have heard me talk about things that you could do in retirement that you will regret forever. Today, I want to go through a quick list of 15 things that I put together that are things that you want to make sure that you avoid in retirement, because some of these things, there's no looking back once you do them. So we're going to go through each one. If any of these speaks to you, because obviously I'm going to have to go relatively quickly, if any of these speak to you individually, get with me and we can chat about your specific situation. Again, as I always say, if you don't already have a copy of my book, Safe Money Retirement, Your Game Plan for Success, you really need a copy for yourself. It's going to explain exactly how you can use these products you always hear me talking about and how you can plan for your own safe money retirement. You can get your own copy by calling us at 844-905-SAFE. That's 844-905-7233. Or just log right onto our website, SafeMoneyRetirement.com. All right, so let's go ahead and go through this list, starting at number 15, and that is downsizing your 401k contributions while you're still working. If you're still working and you're listening to me, and if your employer is matching what you're putting into your 401k up to whatever that percentage is that they're matching, I strongly suggest you take advantage of that, and you keep taking advantage of that as long as you're working. So if they match up to 8%, I would be putting at least 8% into my 401k. You may as well use that money that the company is giving you. Number 14 is failing to plan how you're going to fill your free time once you're retired. You really need to have a plan, and you need to have a purpose in your life. There's only so many movies you can go see and so many times you can go to play golf or shopping or whatever. You need to figure out something that will give you a purpose in life and keep you moving forward. It's critical to plan your free time in retirement almost as thoroughly as you plan your finances. Number 13 is borrowing against your home. Now, there are certain situations that borrowing against your home can make a lot of sense. And whether it's a HELOC or whether it's a second mortgage or whatever, there are certain situations where it does make sense in retirement. But overall, you need to really think hard before taking on more debt and monthly payments at precisely the time when you've stopped working and your income is fixed. So in certain situations, again, it's individual for each person, but in certain situations it can make sense, but most of the time it doesn't. Number 12 is not taking care of your estate planning like you should. You certainly don't want a judge to award your assets to an unintended person because you didn't have everything set up properly, or you have an estranged spouse or a relative you didn't like that does something once you're gone. Estate planning isn't just for the wealthy anymore. Even if your assets are modest, you want to make sure what happens when you pass. That's what you do with an estate plan. So it's a very important piece to a lot of people's retirement that some people just don't pay attention to. The next piece, number 11, is ignoring long-term care. The most recent statistics say that there's more than a 70% chance, 70% chance of a married couple at age 65, there's more of a 70% chance that one of them are going to need long-term care in their lifetime. Do you have a plan for it? No part of long-term care is covered under Medicare. So make sure you have a plan, whatever that plan is. It's not necessarily a long-term care policy. There are other things you can do. Just make sure that you have a plan for long-term care. Number 10 is avoiding the stock market too soon. Being in the stock market is by far the best way to grow wealth. So being out of the stock market way before you should can also affect your retirement in a negative way. But once you move into retirement, that's when you want to make sure that you pull out of anything with risk and get into more safety. Number 9, buying into a timeshare. Boy, I could tell some stories about clients I've had with timeshares, but just be careful. The real estate market is absolutely slammed with used timeshares. So you probably wouldn't get what you would want for yours once you sell it. It's just something to watch for. Number 8, and this is a biggie, a huge one, putting your kids first. You need to take care of yourself first because you can't borrow for your retirement living. You need to make sure that you are taken care of, that you have enough income, that you aren't going to need to be taken care of later in life, because trying to put your kids first now, but shooting yourself in the foot is going to wind up just causing problems down the road. Next is decluttering to the extreme. I've seen some people that want to get rid of everything when it's time to retire and let's move into like a tiny house or whatever, and almost always they wind up regretting it. So don't declutter to the extreme. Of course, get rid of some stuff, but make sure that you're smart about what you're doing. The next thing that is a detriment to any retirement is borrowing from your 401k plan. If you've got an emergency and you need to borrow from it, then that's not necessarily a bad idea. But short of an emergency, short of something really happening, it's really smart to leave that money in there and let it continue to grow so it can be there once you get to retirement. Number 5 is claiming Social Security too early. Y'all have heard me talk about this for years. If you claim Social Security at 62 versus full retirement age of 67, your monthly check is going to be reduced by 30% for the rest of your life. And if you hold out between 67 and 70, you're getting an 8% raise every single year. So claiming Social Security too early can be a big challenge. Number 4, putting off saving at all for retirement. A lot of people don't start really aggressively saving until they're in their 40s or 50s, but waiting too long to save for retirement can really put you behind the 8 ball when it gets time to retire. Number 3, planning to work forever. A lot of people say that they're going to work forever. Over half of adults right now, actually 65 or older, say that they're planning to continue to work, but in reality, only 19% of adults age 65 or older are actually employed. So don't necessarily plan to work forever. Make sure you have a plan. Maximize your Social Security. Maximize that income. Number 2, falling for too good to be true offers. Do not let this happen to you. There are so many elder fraud things and scams and everything that's out there to get you. Be careful. If it sounds too good to be true, it probably is. If something guarantees spectacular profits in a short time frame without any risk, guess what? Too good to be true offer. Be careful of that. And the number one thing is relocating on a whim. A lot of retirees just decide they're going to pick up and move wherever, whether it's abroad or it's Arizona or retiring, in this area, coming from somewhere else. Make sure you really plan exactly where you want to be for the rest of your life, because when you move, that could be where you are for the rest of your life. So make sure that's really a move that you want to make. Marcus Aurelius said, "Days are numbered. Use them to throw open the windows of your soul to the sun. If you do not, the sun will soon set, and you with it." Well, I'm about out of time, and I would like to thank you for listening to the Safe Money Retirement Show. If you're serious about your financial future, give me a call, and together we'll get your retirement savings on the fast track to accumulate while reducing exposure to market loss. Thanks for listening, and until next time at the same time, I'm Tim Wood, reminding you to stay safe so you can step into a secure future.
You've been listening to the Safe Money Retirement Show with your host, Tim Wood. Find out how to contractually guarantee that your hard-earned money is safe while avoiding market loss so you can have the retirement that you deserve. Call Tim Wood now for your complimentary Safe Money Retirement book and information kit at 844-905-SAFE. That's 844-905-7233. You can also contact Tim at safemoneyretirement.com. The preceding information does not represent tax, legal, or investment advice. Surrender charges apply to base contracts. Optional lifetime income benefit riders are used to calculate lifetime payments only and are not available for cash surrender or in a death benefit unless specified in the annuity contract. Fees may apply. Guarantees are based on the financial strength and claims-paying ability of the insurance company. No information presented today should be acted upon without meeting with a qualified and licensed professional. Obviously, by calling us now, you are just taking the first step towards protecting your retirement. It's important that you read all insurance contract disclosures carefully before making a purchase decision. Rates and returns mentioned on this program are subject to change without notice. The market goes up and the market goes down. It always has and it always will. But if you are in or near retirement, do you have time to wait for the market to go through these cycles? Think about it. Having your money invested in the market is like walking next to the edge of a cliff. What if you lose your step? What if the edge gives way? What if a strong wind blows you over the side? It's good to stay away from the edge of disaster in life. And when it comes to being exposed to financial risk, it's no different. Shouldn't you at least try to protect the money you depend on for your retirement income? Call now for a complimentary copy of the Safe Money Retirement Book. Our number is 844-905-SAFE. That's 844-905-7233.